So I want to explain a little bit of what I mean when I say things are being made difficult, okay? I had to cut the video very quickly before it corrupted. It tried to corrupt my video as I was recording. So I want to explain what I mean. Christianity is being made difficult. When you say that people are praying in order to attain this level of growth, people are praying 6 hours. The average person doesn't have 6 hours. When he comes back from work, that's the only time he gets with his family, cooking, taking care of the kids, helping the kids with their homeworks, and all those type of things. So when you put such an unrealistic standard on the average person, they start feeling like they're not trying. Whereas this is part of their service to God, raising kids, being responsible fathers and parents, and interact, not 6 hours in prayer. So that's what we spoke about last time. It doesn't sound unreasonable unless you have been overly spiritual over things that are, it's not possible. Life is very busy. Life is busy. Otherwise, you will mess up relationships with family. You will mess up your marriage as the household. Okay? But I want to go on to the next point. At 32 minutes to 35, this is then why it kind of like where I wanted to end this particular video on this topic. This is what he says.
The church has gone past 40 days. And then they have 21. They have 20. By the time I returned, they had only 22 days remaining. 22 days to meet. And listen to this. So what I learned, that they said, if they go on with their prayer until the 90 days, they were going to be in charge. We were not going to operate anywhere for the next 70 years. So in other words, they were generating power that could take a 70 years revival.
So again, I said this on the previous video. So these people, the group of people that they met, were praying so hard, or they were doing so much for God, that what they were doing was going to destroy the kingdom of Satan for 70 years. So the kingdom of Satan would not function for 70 years. That's all. I think if there was such a thing in the Bible, even when Jesus was here, there was no such a thing. As a matter of fact, the demons went on full demon mode. They were erupting all over the place. So if in Jesus' time, the demons were not shutting up, what about us when we are now here? The standard that's been put here, it doesn't sound realistic. And also, in the end time, you are telling me that the devil just goes, okay. In the Bible, when there was silence in heaven for 30 minutes, the Bible told you. If the kingdom of Satan was silenced for 70 years, or there was such a plan, I don't know, man. It's just unrealistic. That's all I'm saying. Okay, anyways, not the point exactly.
And so if they reached day 90, their covenant, they would have, they were able to capture, so to speak, the spirit realm and stop satanic activity
for 70 years.
70 years?
According to how the leaders had mapped and said, if they can continue like this and finish their covenant, they are going to secure the gates of the spirit realm and stop satanic operation in the spirit realm for 70 years.
Like I said earlier on, this emphasizes people. See, our message is not emphasizing people. It's not, we can fast and obtain this, we can pray and obtain this. It's not us. Our focus and our message, it's Christ. But this message here that I'm hearing, it says that man was at such a Tower of Babel moment that they nearly ascended until Satan was silenced for 70 years. If they had reached this covenant prayer. Now, I'll come back to that point just in a second.
And so they were telling me we have to do whatever it is to make sure they don't stop that.
So this is where you're recruited. Now, by this point, have they sent all the people to try to break up this church?
They've sent, actually, they were telling me many have been converted. All many are dead.
Many have been converted.
Or others are dead. So after trying all the trusted one, now they come to me and say, we know you can do that.
Okay. Again, emphasis on man. You see, the other people who were sent to go and destroy this church, they died. Now they sent him. And when they sent him, he survived. You can do it. The emphasis is man. It's not that I don't believe his testimony. It's neither here nor there. My issue with this story or this testimony, that it emphasizes on man. It hinges everything. The goal, it's man. The power, it's man's. Now you might say, it's because we are power. Okay. If you don't hear what I'm saying, it's okay. Let's go on.
Because for you don't have human feelings. You cannot be you can do this. So how much money do you need? What do you need? But you have to stop them because they have only 22 days remaining. And you have to break it before they come to the last day. So they tell me, you are going back to Uganda, not to attack these people. Because if you attack them, you'll die. Not to fight them. If you fight them, you'll die. Find a way how you can just interfere with their covenant. Don't attack. Don't fight them. Find a way you can cause at least one of them to be out of covenant.
And so you go back and you were given some money to do this.
Okay, so do you see what I'm talking about? It emphasizes man so much. And so these people had this covenant prayer, they covenanted themselves. The covenant that we stand on is the one that the Messiah wrote. So when you are establishing a covenant, whose blood is spilled for that establishment of that covenant? How? Where? So when people talk about covenant, we stand on one covenant. And that covenant, it's Christ. If you are establishing your own, you can tell us. It's fine. Then we know you are. You guys are, woman and them are functioning on their own. The emphasis of the testimony, my issue is, it emphasizes man. When you read Hebrews, okay, before I go to Hebrews, let's play this part.
Research.
What I'm trying, let me say this. This is very important because we may miss the point.
Yeah.
How the spirit realm operates, especially the power of covenant. Many believers, we work together, we are in church, but we're not covenant. It doesn't matter how many hours you pray or how many you are, as long as you're not in covenant, it doesn't make any.
So earlier on, you could pray and ascend. Now, it doesn't matter if you pray. If you are not in covenant, it doesn't matter. That's a lot. Personally, I have no interest in human elevation. This elevation that man might rise, the church's message is Jesus. It's not so that Ricky can be great. Ricky can be powerful man of God. I'm here to state the power of Christ. I have no power of my own. That's why he says that the life that the believer lives is of Christ. It's not in the emphasis of human expression. Whether the man prayed 30, 40 days, you can pray 30, 40 days if you have no. So when he says, at first, if the hedge gets broken by other people, not you, you didn't do anything wrong. Other people next to you, they break the hedge. It exposes you, you lose your position. Show me a verse that says that. Okay? I'll wait. You can show me a verse that says that other people who are messing up around you can mess up your position. If we are that vulnerable, what was the cross for? The cross created a personal. We always say salvation is personal, but then now we are being told that it's not personal because you can lose your position because other people. Let's leave things that things we can't back biblically. What's the biblical backing for what this man is saying? Nothing against the man them. He can continue teaching the people that it's over there. I don't know anything. I don't know anything what he's talking about. All I know is Jesus. Why is the focus man? Other people died, but you are going, you know, when you get there, you're just going to do this thing. Man, them go there. The emphasis is man. The emphasis of this testimony, it's man. Man's name is being called, and man's name is the one that's our center is Christ. When you hear all these stories that deviate away from Jesus, be very careful. That's all I'm saying. It's tricky. I'm not saying don't believe it. I'm not saying question it. I'm just saying I have a difficulty listening to it and then hearing Christ, because all I'm hearing is human expression of elevation. They are ranked so high. You know, the Bible says not that we loved him, but that he loved us. The emphasis is him. What's so difficult for people to understand? The emphasis is him. The emphasis is not how great I fasted. Fasted. You can fast your entire life until you die. If your emphasis is not the foundation that is established according to 1 Corinthians chapter number 3, all your labor was in vain. Why is it so difficult for people to understand this? The church's emphasis is Jesus, not me and you. You see, if we start there, we'll be clear on a lot of things. You know, men, oh, Jesus,